It's day 7 of the Find Your Art Style experiment, and after looking at my Pinterest board, I decided I would try working with markers and brush pens today. Now today was one of those days when nothing you draw goes right, and to be honest, if I hadn't committed myself to recording and sharing what I'm doing, these would be filed away in the recycling bin. I started with some Winsor & Newton watercolour markers, which I've never really got the hang of, even though I love watercolour brush pens. And I like the way this image by Christina Romeo from my Pinterest board has got blocks of colour on it and then she's drawn over the top. So I use that as my starting idea. But it went horribly wrong. I guess when you're experimenting, you've got to expect to have a lot of failures to eventually come up with something you like. The second drawing is okay. I was taking inspiration from this drawing by Diana Cohen. I love her lively lines, but mine's a bit bland. For the third drawing, I used Ohuhu markers. Now these are alcohol-based markers. Think of them as cheap alternatives to Copics. You can get a small set of about 40 of these for about 20 quid. When I started working on this, I thought this was going to work out. It seemed to be going okay, but as soon as I added blocks of colours, I think that completely killed it really. For the last drawing, I was really trying to redeem myself and just create something that I actually thought was decent. So I used one of my favourite mediums, which are Stationery Island watercolour brush pens, and I tried creating a bit more realistic face, but I still wasn't overly happy with the result. Tomorrow we'll be putting up a video where Sandra and I discuss how the experiment is going so far and what my intentions are for next week. Plus, you'll also hear how Sandra is getting on with her Kick 365 sketching challenge. I hope you had a better sketching day than me. See you soon. If you want to follow along with the challenge, you can go to kickingthecreatives.com/FYAS, which stands for Find Your Art Style, or you can subscribe to us on YouTube, and Sandra and I will be having talks each week just to discuss how I'm getting on with finding my style.